Hi everyone, welcome back for another PE lesson. Hope you guys are keeping nice and safe. This week's session, we're just going to do a few little games that we would do at school, okay, just to keep you moving, keep you active whilst you're stuck at home. Okay, so we're going to start off by playing the bean game. Now, we've played the bean game in school before, so you may know some beans already, but Mr Cannon's going to give you a few beans to start off with, and I just want you to copy them and give them a go. So the first bean that we're going to do is a runner bean. Now, how would a runner bean move? Yeah, that's right, guys. We're going to do a little bit of running. So on the spot, just want you running. Okay, give it a go. Nice and light on your feet. Can we pick our knees up? You can use your arms as well to get you moving. And stop there. Fantastic. Okay, so that's our first bean. It is runner bean. Our second bean that we're going to do today is a jumping bean. So think about how could a jumping bean move. Yeah, so feet together. We're looking at bending our knees so we have a nice soft landing because we don't want to hurt our backs. And we're going to do jumping. So when we say jumping bean, can we jump? Feet together, nice and bouncy. If you've got space, you can move around your area. If you're in a small space at home, obviously, you might just need to do it on the spot. Okay, so that's our second bean. It is jumping bean. Our third bean today, guys, is going to be a broad bean. Okay, now when we think about a broad shape, we're making ourselves as wide and as big as we can. Okay, how could we move around in our big shape? Okay, so we could take big, giant steps around our area in our wide shape, all the way around and back to where we started. So that's our broad bean. Okay, so the next bean that we're going to do, guys, is a string bean. So we're going to try and make ourselves stretched and as tall as we can. So feet together, arms up, nice and high. Again, how can we move around the area in a stretch shape? Yes, nice pointy toes as we move around. If you've got space, you can move around your area all the way around. Keep on moving, keep on practicing, and stop there. Fantastic. And the last one that Mr. Cannon's going to give to you is a frozen bean. Okay, so for this one, I just want you to freeze in the space. If I say frozen bean, and just hold it nice and still. If you want to make it harder, can you do it on one leg? You might be able to think of different shapes that you can do. Okay, but they're the beans that we're going to start off with. Now, you might know lots of other beans that you could add in as well that we've done at school. Okay, because we're going to play a game and I want you to use an adult at home to shout out different beans that we've just talked about. Okay, and when they call them out, I want you to move around like them beans for me. Okay, I want you to give it a go for a couple of minutes, do as many different beans as you can, and then hopefully you'll be nice and warm, ready for our next activity. I'll see you in a couple of minutes, guys. Pause the video, give it a go, see how. So hopefully you're feeling nice and warm after our game that we've just been playing. Okay, for the next activity, all you're going to need is a pair of socks. Okay, so just fold them up like this, like Mr. Cannon's done. Try and make it as a flat shape. So we're not making it into a ball, we're trying to make it a flat shape, similar to a bean bag that we would have at school. Okay, once you've got your socks, you're ready to start activity number 1. So activity number 1, we're going to start off nice and easy and I'm going to make it a little bit harder as we go along. So your pair of socks, I would like you to place on your head and I just want you to practice travelling around your area, keeping it balanced on your head. Okay, might be tricky to start off with, but the more we practice, the better we're going to get. Okay. Once you've had a little go at that, I want you to think about how can we keep it balanced better. So we want to keep our head up, because if I look at the floor, it might drop off. Okay, we want to keep a nice straight back. Okay, and we're doing controlled movements, because if I start to run or go too fast, it might fall off. Okay, so place it on your head again. Can we give it another go? Keeping your head up. Oh, try not to let it fall off. This one's tricky. And keep keep on going. Okay, so I just want you to pause this video, give it a go for a minute. Once you've mastered it, you can move on to our next activity. So if you want to make that activity a little bit harder once you've mastered it going forward, can you think of different directions that you can travel? Can you think of different ways that you can travel? Okay, so that's just a way that you can make it slightly harder for activity number 1. Fantastic, guys, we're working really well. So we're going to move on to activity number 2. So again, we're going to place our socks onto our heads. Okay, this time our challenge is, can we go down onto one knee, keeping it balanced? Can we go down onto 2 knees? And then can we bring ourselves back into a standing position? Okay, you'll probably need a few goes at this just to practice. Think about what we said about with our head, where we need to be looking. Okay, and can you keep it without touching the floor? Okay, so no hands allowed for this activity. So once more from Mr Cannon, we're going to go down, down, up, up. That's challenge 2, guys. Pause the video, practice it. Once you've mastered it, next video. So guys, if you want a bit of an extra challenge for activity number 2, can you think of different parts of the body that you could move down onto? So could you go down onto your bottom and then come back up without dropping your beanbag? Could you go onto your knee, then your bottom and then come up? Okay, so different ways in which you could do that activity to make it a bit more of a challenge. So for activity number 3, you're going to need 2 books. They can be DVD cases, anything you've got at home that you can just put either side of you, like Mr Cannon's got set up. So I've got one this side and I've got one this side. Okay, again, beanbag's going to go on our heads. And this time our challenge is, can we go down nice and slow, go down nice and low into a squat position, touch with one hand, come up, then can we do the same with the opposite hand, and up, same again, and keep going through. And I want to see how many you can do without dropping it. Okay, so that is challenge number 3 for you guys. So guys, once you've done these activities, if you want to video or take any photos and send them in to your teacher, I'd love to see you keeping active at home and see what you guys are up to. Okay, so feel free to send them in to your class teachers. So our final challenge for today, guys, is beanbag on our head. We're doing exactly the same as the last activity, but this time I want you to get someone to time you at home. They're going to give you 30 seconds, and I would like to see how many you can do in that time. Okay, so we're going to give it a go now. We're going to start at 3, 2, 1. So we go down and up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want you to keep on going for 30 seconds. How many can you achieve? So guys, that brings us to the end of today's PE lesson. Hopefully you've really enjoyed yourself. We'll be back next week with another video, so keep your eyes out. Hope you're keeping safe, hope you're keeping active, and I'll see you soon.